So we agree there's 35 million pheasants reared in the UK to be shot, and some of these birds will come from the EU. That's not disputed. The fact that they're exposing the true nature of the shooting industry is an absolute lie, as you will see in this film. Already birds are stressed, and you'll see why in a second. Somebody's standing outside the pen on the right hand side of that frame, wobbling the cage around. And if you look at the right hand side again, you'll see a stick waving at those birds. So the people who filmed this have actually been frightening that particular section of birds, and as you can see at the rest of the pens, they're not frightened. Now these bits, they say that the beak can't open. That is absolute lie again. These bits are clipped onto the nose, and all they do is prevent feather picking. To see that the birds are getting thermal stress, how can anybody prove otherwise? The wild bird, they're not inside. So here we go. We've got the day-old chicks. Well, they won't be a day-old yet, and they're being put into temperature controlled lorries and taken across France, I presume, in a temperature controlled lorry. And bear in mind that these pheasant chicks, like most other game bird chicks, have got an egg sac or an egg yolk, and they don't need to feed for around about 30 hours after hatching. So no problem in the transport of these birds. So here we see they've arrived at the destination, which looks a lovely part of the countryside, and that looks like an absolutely fantastic low input pheasant game farm. Much the same, well, the same as everybody uses over here. We cannot afford to lose any of these game birds. So we come into a supposed pheasant shooting day. Again, nothing unusual in this. Got a dog sitting there. Behind those people shooting, there will be a lot of other people with dogs to collect birds. And in a situation like this, downstream there will be 2 picker-uppers waiting for any birds that drop into the river. Absolutely normal on every shoot in the UK. To see that they're not retrieving the birds for food, it's an absolute lie. These birds will be collected by people employed by the estate with dogs, and they collect every single bird, and all the birds go into the food chain. Again, you've heard of the headless chicken. These birds, when they die, it's quite common for them to jump up and down, just the same as a factory chicken would. It's called death throes. Nothing unusual in that at all. So at the end of this film, all I'm seeing is dangerous propaganda and misinformation, and I would recommend anybody who watches that and believes it to go to a pheasant shoot anywhere in the country and see the truth for yourselves.